Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Jujutsu Kaisen. Last time around we had After Rain, where basically Yuji, almost said Denji, but Yuji made a deal with Sukuna that Sukuna would revive Yuji's body, and in exchange, every so often he will say, was it extension or expansion? I don't remember. I think it might have been extension though, which is different from his domain expansion. I don't remember. But he's going to say a word, at which point he will take over the body for 1 minute, at which point he will not kill or harm anyone. He just has control of the body for a minute, and that's it. And also, because he beat Yuji in a fight, he was... I just had words in my head, and now they're gone. He wiped his memory of making the deal, so that's it. I don't know why those words wouldn't form in my head anymore. So Yuji came back to life, and now he's training to control his cursed energy by watching movies and trying not to have this cursed doll punch him. Meanwhile, Fushiguro and Nobara are training as well with the second years. They don't know yet that Yuji is still alive. And then, at the end... Gojo is now going to be fighting Jogo, one of the interesting curses. So, yeah, that's pretty much where we left off. Like always, the reaction is down in the description and in the pinned comment for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Here we go. Alrighty. Man, the show's so goofy. The last time I said that about a series, the 8th episode of Chainsaw Man happened. Things went dark real quick in Chainsaw Man, and I'm sure it will here, but the show's so goofy, man. And like, I don't know, like, it feels kind of weird to set up what seems to be sort of a main villain, and then just like, and here he is playing soccer with a head. All right, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that's that. Oh, I don't know. At least I enjoy it. Alrighty, Gojo versus Jogo. It's weird that their names are practically the same, just a little reversed, you know? I kind of wish they had mentioned that, you know? Like, I am Jogo. And Yuji's like, wait, Jogo? And you're fighting Gojo? That's a weird coincidence. I don't know. I could just see something like that, but yeah, we got to see Gojo fight. You know, every anime nowadays, I don't want to do power levels just because... God, that just sounds like a nightmare. But, I mean, Gojo, he's just so strong. He's so ridiculously strong. Like, even if Yuji, Fushiguro, and Kugisaki all, reach the level to where they could beat Jogo, that's still nowhere near where Gojo is, you know? Gojo kind of feels like the All Might of this show, you know? He's just so ridiculously strong and so much more powerful than everyone else, you know? And he's also kind of a goof, but without the depressing side of All Might, you know? I don't know. But yeah. We got, I guess, Gojo's technique that he does. Infinity, which is... So he's talking about the space between atoms, that technically my hands are not touching each other, you know? Like, there is a separation between the atoms that make up both of my hands to where they can never touch. But they still send, an, I suppose, an electrical signal, that creates feeling in my hands, you know? So it feels, you're not touching anything, basically. You're not touching your clothes, you're not touching your desk or your chair, you're not even touching air, really. But Gojo uses that and it basically expands the infinite space, you know? So that's an interesting thing. So it's, because it's not, he says it's like, it's not that you're stopped. It's not that you're stopped from doing that. It's just that you can never reach that point because there's infinity between you, you know? Sounds like nonsense, and to an extent it is, but to an extent, I mean, it just sort of works, you know? I'm at a point in my anime career where I just sort of go, it just works, you know? Like, I have watched so much of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure that I just accept things now, you know? So, but that was interesting, and it was a good fight. Well, I mean, it wasn't really a fight, it was an ass whooping, but still. It was cool, I liked it. We got, domain expansion, which I know is a big meme, which I like that it's not even just, I like, because at first I thought the meme was just Sukuna doing that, but it's like, no, I like that it's everyone specifically has a domain. It really is. It's like playing a field spell in Yu-Gi-Oh, you know, where it's like, oh, you get a boost specifically from being within your domain, even though it requires a lot of energy, you know? So yeah, it's a boost to all of your stats. So you had the lava world for Jogo, but then we get Gojo's domain, which that's really cool. Him, you know, taking off, you know, the mask in front of his eyes, and you know, I like too. It puts his hair down, you know, and you see his eyes, his pretty beautiful eyes, you know, and his domain is the infinite void. So, and yeah, again, you know, tying into his specific curse technique, you know. So that was great. I really enjoyed that, and the fact that it, you know, completely stops Jogo, because it's like, oh, he knows everything, but he can't act on it, you know? Just because now he is a being of infinite knowledge doesn't mean he can process it, you know? Or he can't act on anything because he'll forever be taking in infinite knowledge, you know? Even though he knows everything, he cannot act on it, which was cool. And Gojo just ripped his head off, which was crazy. So, I like him just, you know, carrying Yuji just on his hip, basically. It's funny. I mean, Gojo, I feel like he was made to be a beloved anime character, you know? Like, it is ridiculous how much Riz he has. He's just so great, you know? Like, I almost feel like this is like if Reagan from Mob Psycho actually had powers. I don't know. He's just so cool, you know? But I don't know. But it's interesting. I like it. And I like, yeah, just going and fetching Yuji into, is like, oh, I'm going to make this a teachable moment, you know? And he's in the middle of the Lord of the Rings, and, or Lord of the, you know, their version of Lord of the Rings. And he's doing it. He's a fast learner, which is good. So yeah, now we taught him about domains. So I guess the question would be, what is Yuji's domain, you know? I guess for all of them, I assume that what they're getting at is all of them are going to have their own domain that they can use in, presumably in dire circumstances, because they do say, you know, it takes a lot of energy to create, even though, yes, it is worth it for the boost in the stats and everything, but if your domain is not, you know, solid enough, it can be overcome by the other domain, you know? Where there is a clash of domains, basically, which is exactly what happened to Jogo, that his world, nothing compared to Gojo's, you know? So yeah, that was really, really interesting stuff, and I'd be curious to see where we're going with this whole domain idea, you know? And then yeah, now they are back to the original plan, which is to seal Gojo away, instead of just, you know, blindly trying to kill him, which I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do that. I don't know how they're going to do that, but they seem pretty confident, so we'll have to see. And there was also an interesting thing with the guy that he was like, oh, I can't let anyone from the school see me. So I'm presuming he's a former Jujutsu. Well, I mean, I guess he is still a Jujutsu sorcerer, but he, maybe it's some sort of betrayal that he left, or maybe they just don't know about him. I don't know. We don't know anything about him, but other than he's really good at soccer. That's such a weird thing. It's like, oh, here's our creepy new villains and stuff, and it's like, and now here they are playing soccer with a head on a beach. It's like, okay, I mean, if you want to do that, sure. If you want to do that, sure. It's just interesting. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm sure once we get to a battle with these guys, like, yeah, it's probably gonna be like, yeah, this is serious threat or something. But right now, it's like, all right, that's goofy, but I guess so is this show. That's why we like it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure the show will get more serious, at a point, once things start kicking into gear. But for now, I mean, hey, we can all have a good time, and who can complain about that? So yeah, good stuff, and I'm curious to see where we are going next time. But that is basically it. With all of that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around any of those. There's a playlist with all of my Jujutsu Kaisen reactions, as well as another video you can go click on if you want. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.